This season was horrific for Russell Wilson. Everybody thought he's going to go to the Broncos. Look, we think they've got a good defense. They've got an offense that's ready to explode if you get a real quarterback there. And he gets traded from the Seahawks. Everybody thought that's it for the Seahawks. Might as well take this season off, rebuild mode. Geno Smith comes in there, wins comeback player of the year. Russell Wilson goes to the Broncos and lays an egg. He looked terrible. But really worse than just what happened on the field for Russell Wilson has been the ramifications of his reputation. Now, everybody's saying, yeah, this dude's kind of a fake piece of shit. I wasn't happy to be in a teammate with Russell Wilson. I couldn't even talk to this guy. I had to go through his agent if I wanted to talk to him. He's fake. He's artificial. Everything about him is annoying and cringe. And so now we get reports that are coming out like this. Russell Wilson asked for Pete Carroll and the Seahawks general manager to be fired before he got traded. Quarterback denies report. And he was very aggressive, Russell Wilson, denying this report, even tweeting out a response to the article just a couple hours later. So it's very clear he doesn't want people to feel this about him. But with everything that's happened in the past year, a lot of people are not going to give Russell Wilson the benefit of the doubt. They're believing that this is the case. And with everything we've seen in the past year, people completely have the back of Pete Carroll instead of Russell Wilson. So it's just more drama for this dude.
Russell Wilson is one of the weirdest, my journey with Russell Wilson has been so strange because I called him overrated as fuck when the Seahawks were going to Super Bowls and winning and then choking, all of that,
easily
because he literally was one play call away from being a back-to-back champion, which would have changed the whole narrative about how the media portrayed him. Mm-hmm. But I always said he was overrated when the Legion of Boom was there. And you had Marshawn, you had Pete Carroll, who you think what you want about Pete Carroll, but he was a fucking rock star at USC and dominant college football program. He left because they had sanctions coming. So he knew he had to get out. Yep. Okay. He jumped off a sinking ship and then he goes, for his second stint, I believe, in the NFL. And, he creates a pretty powerful team. But I always felt like Russell Wilson was extremely overrated. And then the defense got depleted, and Russell Wilson started putting up big-time numbers. He was putting up, he wasn't leading the league in the NFL, but he was putting up top-tier numbers. And he became the driving force of that team. They weren't a Super Bowl, winning team at that point, but I said, man, I guess I was wrong about Russell Wilson. I've never liked him at all, like on a personality level, because this is before he's been roasted recently. This dude's always made cringe commercials. Okay. Always made cringe commercials. He's just cringe in general, but he played well. And then now within this Denver project, which I'm just telling you right now, my gut feeling, because I know it's easy to jump on the anti-Russell Wilson bandwagon right now. Okay. I think Sean Payton's going to be a game changer there. I think Russell Wilson's going to look really fucking good next year. I think that team's going to look really good because Sean Payton's going to change the culture there and change the entire way that team runs and feels, and Russell Wilson's going to benefit from it. He's not a terrible quarterback. He's just not. That he clearly has talent, and Sean Payton's going to be able to utilize that. So, Did you
guys hear that story about Russell Wilson having his own office?
Yes. So
I'm like, what?
I've actually got that. We can talk about that right
own
here.
Office on the executive floor, the same floor that the GMs did.
And we heard about Russell Wilson's office and his parking spot, and it is fairly common for quarterbacks to actually have some sort of space for them that's not just a locker room, right? Because they are doing study, they're doing stuff like that. But this is a little bit different for Russell Wilson. He was being treated like he was an executive with the Broncos. Some Broncos coaches had issues with Russell Wilson's office in the team facility. One of the coaches said, man. So are you a coach or are you a player? Your open door should be you sitting at your locker. Because Russell Wilson said, hey, guys, I know, listen, I'm on the second floor, but it's an open door. If you guys want to come up and talk to me, there's an open door policy. Just come to my office and talk to me. So a lot of fucking players.
That sounds weird.
A lot of players have some issues with that. One of the funniest things for some of these reactions to the report from Russell Wilson was this is how Russell Wilson was sitting in his office.
Hey, he has to do high knees up there.
And then this one. Imagine Russell Wilson calling his teammates to his private office after throwing 3 picks and a loss.
Oh boy.
Like,
Oh,
yeah. So there is, he does have this offense, which is fine, but it's about where it's at, and it's about the feeling that he gives the coaches and the players. It's clear that people are uncomfortable with him. As soon as you start hearing, Marshawn and Richard Sherman on that podcast talking about how weird Russ was and how they couldn't even get him on the phone. They had to go through his manager, like all this stuff. It's clear that he's rubbed people the wrong way for a long time.